Hey guys, I haven't done a live in a minute, and I guess, I enjoy doing my off-road videos a lot, but sometimes, we like to just pop on here and see if we can help a few people, and whoever this helps, fantastic. Whoever knows how to use it already, that's cool too, but I'm really just on here, whoever you're watching, hi. um, So I'm actually on here to just give a real quick rundown. A lot of people get a winch for their vehicle, and they've never really either had to use it or have had to use it and really had somebody with them, which is smart all the time, right? So for me, I've had to use my winch, and I always like to know how to use the tools that are on my Jeep just in case. So this is just kind of a quick, fast little rundown on my winch that I have on my Jeep on Crushcon, and kind of how I use it and how kind of the things I've learned when you use a winch, kind of the things that I've been told are kind of do's and don'ts. So let me quickly give you a rundown. Sorry, I thought my dog was out here running around. So really quickly, so Crushcon has I think it's a 3rd gen, if I'm correct. It's a 3rd gen SmittyBuilt XRC. It's a 9,500 pound winch. So being that said, it's actually pretty cool. I hope you guys can see me over here. So basically, what this is if I can get a little bit better of a view, bear with me. Should have had this more set up, guys. Voila. Hopefully this helps. So to use my winch, well, a lot of people when they actually reel it back in, have a D-ring that I attach it to. Just in case you're in a hurry, you just connect it to this puppy real quick and it'll stay nice and safe. This one actually has a remote. So if I have to, this here, someone can use it inside the vehicle or outside the vehicle. This is to let it out. So push up to let it out and down to push it in. Super easy. So that's that. Let me show you how I plugged it in. So that remote, I just keep in my glove box, handy, and lock it up, obviously. So right here, I don't know if you can all see this, behind, oh, there we go. Okay. So if you can see behind here, this is the plug. So you just unplug this and then you're done. You wrap it up and you put it in your glove box when you're finished. This has prongs. They go in a certain way. So just make sure the prongs line up correctly for that. My Jeep, as you can all probably hear, is not on right now. So we'll actually operate on or off while the vehicle's on or off. It does not need to be started to work. So that is that. This is the type of winch that I run. It's been awesome to me. Now I do not run synthetic cable. It's kind of a cost thing for me, but that's okay. A lot of people like synthetic cable because it's a little bit safer. No, a lot safer actually. Let's see if I can get this to kind of shoot the right area for you guys. So this is just a D-ring. I'll let it out in order for it to. So the rubber grommets on there are just so you don't hear a bunch of clanging. should be able to just take it off pretty easily. It'll be easier if you just take the rubber grommet off. But there you go. Now the hook's undone. And this is the fair lead right here. This is what the line comes in and out of, so it doesn't ruin the line. You should always check your line to see if it's frayed, because if it's frayed, that means that it's compromised. And if you were to tow a vehicle or your vehicle, if it broke in a bad situation, that would be bad. We all know that. So there's another spot on the winch that some people do and do not know about. So you don't necessarily always want to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to be like letting it out with the remote when you're in a big hurry to get the winch to another vehicle or to the recovery, whatever you're doing. So that's what free spool is for. So when you do a free spool on your winch, let me show you right here. I hope y'all can see it. I apologize if you cannot. This is engaged. So when this is pointed back towards the vehicle, that means it's engaged. That means you can't pull this line out with your hands. So when you turn it, this actually says free spool. That's away from the Jeep. Flip it to free spool. And now what's cool, let me show you. Now that it's unhooked from the D-ring, and I actually have to wrap this up a little bit better anyways, you can very easily pull the line out rather than use the remote. It's a lot faster, and you know, my husband pulls this out faster than I do just because it's heavy. You know what I mean? But it is much faster in a quick situation to pull this out on free spool than it ever is to let it out with the remote. So there's that. When you hook up to another vehicle, for instance, let me show you because I have my husband's Jeep out here. So hopefully that puppy doesn't fall off. You just want to hook it to the D-ring or some kind of steady something that's hooked to the frame. So that's what I've done here. And then what you do is you will go ahead and flip that back to engaged at that point. So I'll flip this back to engaged. I'll grab my remote. The other thing too, I wish I had it out here. So whenever you winch anything, guys, always, no matter if it's synthetic or not, those hooks, the hooks, anything on the end of those are heavy. And if your line were to break, it could really take off an appendage. Somebody can get hit in the head. Like, people are going to end up getting stitches. Throw a shirt or a hoodie or a blanket or whatever you have, throw it over the line. Then this way it breaks the snap. So if it were to break, it's going to snap at a much lower rate than if there's nothing on it. So let me just kind of show you. I'm not even going to make this tight. So let me just kind of show you. So now if you can see this and watch the line at the same time, I'm trying to get both vehicles in at the same time. There we go. So then that way you've got the winch. And then when you go to unhook it, obviously you want to make sure the person is up the obstacle or done and safe, and obviously in park in a good spot. But then at that point, to release it, go ahead, just release it a little bit by pushing out. That will release the line. Unhook it from the D-ring. And a lot of people, if they don't have a second person to wind their winch in, they'll just do the best that they can. A lot of the time, what you should do, what should be done, is you actually should wind this in with the remote, but having tension on this. And then, as you can see, my winch right now, the cable on my winch line is not super great right now. That was because we were in a hurry, and it happens. But when you get home, you always want to make sure that you unwind it to then have somebody help you wind it up good. And by doing that, typically you'll use a second person. Let me do this back here. Yeah, this thing just hooked to it. This is why you use typically 2 people. Sorry, guys. I hope that's good. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but let me. So you're going to guide it like you would like if you were winding thread on like a bobbin. You want to make sure it goes back and forth and just kind of builds on itself instead of just letting it sit in one spot and wind up, because it's going to get caught on itself. So when you go to unwind it the next time, it's on free spool. It's actually going to be a lot more difficult to get your winch out. So you want to make sure that when you get home, if it is kind of weird like mine is, unravel it, take the time to put it back correctly, and then you don't have that problem. So I'm going to try and do that now with just me. We'll see how it goes. Sorry, guys. So I'm just going to work my way, and I'm leaning back right now. So I'm going to work, as I go in, I'm going to work my way back and forth, so it's nice and organized. Now, really, in order to make mine good right now, I'd have to unravel 100 foot of cable, and I don't have the room for that right now unless I pull out. So let me do this really quick. Okay, so I'm just going to push in and pull back, you guys, and let it kind of do its thing. I'll just go one way. I'm going to fill in those gaps on the winch cable line, on the bare lead, and on the roller. And that's it. So I'm going to pull that out and do it right again, but it's actually better than it was. But you also want to make sure you don't have any slack in there too when you wind it back up, because that's not good. So this is just me jumping on you guys and hopefully giving anybody some help. I've got something in my teeth. Fantastic. So I'm hoping that will help somebody understand on how to use their winch. I actually use a strap flap to keep all this together. You guys know we use the strap flap, strapflap.com. Those will hold it nice and orderly so it doesn't get all weird. Or you can use a zip tie, but I like strap flaps because they just keep everything nice and tidy. So you guys, again, thanks so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to give us some love, give our channel some support, like, subscribe, and share, please. I hope this was helpful. We're probably going to be doing another video that involves airing down the tires, but this is just the winch situation. So you guys have a great day, whatever you're doing on the trails, home mowing lawn, adulting, whatever it may be. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Happy trails.